I'm gonna show you something that a lot of people have never seen before. Are you ready? Hi everyone, I'm Denise, also known as a Supercatkei on the internet, and I am a full-time live streamer. Today I'll be speaking to 3 friends from different generations to share all the fun things that I do at my job. Let's see what they think.
Now, Denise, they told me you're a live streamer.
Yes.
Now, I'm very confused. What's live streamer? What's influencer? What's in Chinese they call it 网红. What are all these
It's like live TV shows.
live TV shows?
So you know how TV is like all pre-recorded, but when I go live every week for about 3 to 8 hours every stream.
Okay.
Yes, and I'm able to talk to my viewers in real time, play games with them. I do a lot of music as well, and they can reply back to me instantly.
Where did this name Supercatkei come from?
Okay, I'm gonna show you something that a lot of people have never seen before. You're gonna be the first person to see this. My name actually comes from this very shirt. So it says, "I'm your superhero," and it has a cat with a cape on it. And I wore it almost every day when I was just a few years older than you. And one of my friends said, "Hey, look, that's a super cat." And I was like, "Oh, that's a pretty nice name." And the name Kei, K-E-I, actually comes from my Chinese name, Jiaqi, and in Cantonese that's Kei. So my parents and my family calls me Kei. So that's kind of how Supercatkei came about.
Well, that's interesting. I feel honored to be the first person to see this.
Just want to ask you first, okay, is this like your first job?
I actually have done a few other careers before I started live streaming.
Okay.
I've helped to build startups in Singapore and in New York, and that was for career development for youth and for community building. I've also worked in advertising and in marketing, but I've always had this big passion for learning new things, and I really started to take up live streaming as a hobby, especially during the COVID-19 period when everyone was stuck at home.
Okay.
So I managed to hit all of the goals that I had set for myself over the course of those few months, and that really gave me the courage to pursue this as a full-time career.
Well, but that's really very responsible of you.
Thank you.
Like really, I'm very proud of you actually.
Thank you!
What made you choose streaming in specific?
Ever since I was young, I have many different hobbies. I love singing, I love dancing, I love making videos, and I also love building communities. It was actually a lot of what I used to do at the startups that I used to build, and live streaming somehow allowed me to combine all of these interests into one job, which is so rare. I mean, to make it to a job is quite a next step, right? You can enjoy it for fun, but to do it as a career, every single day can be quite challenging. But I personally really enjoy what I do. So to be able to do it as a full-time job is such a blessing.
This is something quite new actually. How did the parents sort of react to that?
Surprisingly, they weren't very shocked by my decisions because I usually explore very unconventional career options. So when I first told them, the main thing that they said to me was, "Is it safe? And can you earn money?" I think over the years, I've been sharing with them more about what I do. They're actually very supportive now in my journey, and my mom even comes onto my streams sometimes.
Really?
So yeah, they're the most supportive people, really.
Oh, that's nice.
What were your first few months of streaming like?
So you know how you just started out secondary school, and at the first few months you're just kind of figuring out how to fit in with everybody, or to figure out like what kind of person you want to be in school. And I think that's really what it was like for me when I first started live streaming. Gaming can be quite intense sometimes, so a lot of the streamers back then were a very specific type of personality. They were very loud, maybe they would use some vulgarities, which is nothing wrong if they want to, but I just didn't feel that I was like that. I'm generally quite peaceful and quite quiet. So I think it was really about finding my place, and so I focused a lot more of my energy on building a community that aligned with my values and aligned with the things that I was interested in. So when I focused more about that, the performance naturally came together with it.
Okay, Denise, so what are the challenges like you would have faced? Beginning, you were just casually just live streaming, and then bam, you wanted to become like full time.
So I think one of the main challenges I had was figuring out how to stand out while still staying true to myself and true to my values.
Now, talking about money, this is something I want to ask. How do you make a living?
So, similar to newspaper subscriptions, when you stream on certain platforms, they also give you monthly subscriptions. So let's say if you like the content that I put out there, you want to support me, you can subscribe to my channel and I get a cut of that money from the platform. So another way is, working together with different brands and promoting different campaigns is another funnel of how I earn income from live streaming.
How do you keep your content fresh without losing what makes you, Denise?
Variety is really important in the content that I do. So I don't only just play games, but I also do music streams, and we also come up with a lot of curated content ideas depending on what the viewers enjoy. So I like to do that through Google Forms. So I know. So I just want to gather their feedback and to hear what they have to say, what they're interested in, and from there, that's kind of what guides my content, is able to flow very naturally from all of the conversations and activities that we do. I've always seen my journey through live streaming and content creation as a very long-term process, pretty much just a whole journey in itself. I've even created this series on my streams called Monthly Reflections. It's something that I do at the end of every month. I'll gather all of my community members together and basically we will reflect about all of the things that have happened in the month, whether it's big things, small things. And that's when I really realized that this is really just beyond entertainment. This is a way to really bring people together, to look out for one another and to almost create a safe space for them.
Oh, that's really like a very beautiful thing that you just did there.
Thank you.
So I want to know, how would you overcome these doubts when you run into it?
I completely know what you mean. There are some times where, some of my videos or some of my streams just don't do that well. And sometimes it's for a long period of time, it's just not performing as well as it usually does. And I get very worried. I also ask myself maybe I should go and find a normal job and stop doing live streaming as well. But I remember this quote that one of my viewers actually shared with me. If you don't have confidence in yourself, have confidence in the community that you've built. It's really such a big reminder that to focus on the people and to focus on building a strong community that will take you through all the ups and downs of how your content performs. Because at the end of the day, as long as you're making impact to one person, to one viewer, I think that's success in itself too.
I also want to ask, what is the most unforgettable moment? I know that there may be lots and lots of choices, whole range of them, but is there anything that specifically stood out?
So I'll tell you two of my most unforgettable streams. So first one was that I live streamed for 41 hours straight.
I'm sorry. Okay, sorry. Wait, you said 41,
yes,
41,
like almost 2 full days. You don't use your phone that much, okay? Okay, I'm looking at you. Don't use your phone for that long. And it was to celebrate 3 years of live streaming at that time. And during that stream, we played with a lot of the community members. I invited a lot of people onto the stream to hang out with me. But one of my most unforgettable streams just happened last year. I actually streamed my wedding. So I live streamed my entire wedding to the entire internet for them to watch, and that was probably the most epic stream I've ever done. I actually got a host to go around my different guests and to talk to them, to share with them about how they met either me, the bride, or my husband, the groom. Basically, chat was almost like a guest at the wedding.
Now, you've been doing this for many years already, right? So there must be many different topics you mentioned about.
Yeah.
Right? So what's your favorite?
If I really had to kind of choose a favorite type of streams that I've done, it would actually be my charity streams.
Charity.
Yeah, every year I run a charity stream, usually in December, and it's all for the different causes, depending on whichever cause the community wants to support for that year. And We do different types of streams. Some of them we invite other streamers to join us for a good cause. Sometimes it's just me and my husband and we'll just stream. Over the last 2.5 years, we've raised about 30,000 Sing dollars for charity. Yeah, it's just so amazing what you can do when you bring people together for a good purpose. And I genuinely love, you know, sharing my knowledge and empowering people to do positive things and to stand for good values as well. So most people, you know, they think that live streaming is just purely for entertainment, but live streaming can also be used to empower other communities and to uplift everyone up together to hopefully be a better place, a better society, online and offline. I have a really big interest in education and in teaching. When people started getting interested in live streaming, I think one of the things I wanted to do was to give back what I've learned through my experience in live streaming. And so I started my own little mentorship program for just a few streamers at that time. It was called Cat Dojo, because, like, you know, dojo training. I think I was just really amazed at the fact that people were interested in learning from me about live streaming, and that led on to me hosting and running more programs together with the government and with Singapore to encourage more live streamers and to even make this a possible career for more people. To be honest, I think everybody is a live streamer in one way or another. Even you.
Really?
Yes, because there's so many transferable skills that come from live streaming. Through streaming, I've become a lot more confident in like public speaking. I've started to do more hosting. I also started to run more events for my communities and for brands as well. So there's really no end to what live streaming can do. So it's very exciting.
So what's next for you?
So I really hope to do more events, whether it's online or offline. Just last year, we actually ran a game show which had about over 120 people in the audience, and we also streamed it online. And I really hope to help move content forward in Singapore.
I want to know, what's your advice to young people like me or their parents, or actually any parents out there, about unconventional careers like yours?
So I would say the most important thing, if you want to pursue a career like this, is communication with your parents. So it's important to let them know what you are doing and how this can potentially make a good impact onto people out there. So when I first started, my parents had no idea what live streaming was, and it's my responsibility to share with them what it is and to show them that I am a safe and a responsible adult or person. The second thing is that just like anything else, things will get difficult. But just because it's difficult doesn't mean you just give up immediately, right? If you truly enjoy it and you truly want to try something new, then you have to be disciplined and consistent in your work that you do. Similar like how you are in school, I'm very sure. You know, you gotta work hard, you gotta be willing to put in the effort if you want to see success. But it's also important to set goals for yourself, and you can do that with your parents, and essentially to see how you are doing and how you're performing to make sure that you're working towards the goals that you want to achieve.
Alright, Denise, it was great to have a conversation with you. I feel so honored and like nervous at the same time.
I'm so honored, man. I had a wonderful time talking to my 3 friends, debunking myths and sharing more about what a live streamer does. I hope this video has taught you a thing or two about live streaming and the wonderful communities that can be created on platforms like these. Thank you for watching this video. Bye bye!